So now that I've officially put myself out there as a musician, I thought I would follow that up with this Pompous Nerd podcast. The worst thing that you can do to a fighter is get into their head. Now, if anybody tried to get into my head, then I'd feel really, really bad for them. Because for a long time there, I was not doing well. Those that know me growing up know that I was always a confident kid. And for the last several years here, I have not been that confident guy. I've been basically a whole different person. But now, because of Boran, Seattle, I am making the greatest comeback ever. And I'd say I'm better than ever. And I'm really excited about the future. I feel that I was always meant to start my own business. And what I absolutely love about Boran, Seattle is that it brought me back to life, because I believe that everybody has deep-seated anger and aggression that when you train in Boran, the type of pad work that we do alleviates a lot of the stress that you carry with you. You know, that's the best part about my job, is that when I essentially get beat up every day, all day, by all different types of people. But what I absolutely love about it is seeing the expression on their face instantly change the moment they start beating me up. It's kind of funny that that is what it is, but even though I'm getting beat up, I gotta say that's the best part about my job, is to see that I'm helping another individual relieve some stress. I really enjoy it. What I'm learning about myself is that I'm willing to do anything in order to save this business, because it means that much to me. Even put out my movie script after keeping it in the safe for about 9.5 years. I decided to let Cupids and Vampires, a story about love and hate, out of the safe, and that was essentially my trump card. That just goes to show you how much I really do love Boran, Seattle, because essentially I'm willing to do just about anything to keep it going. I started with nothing, right? And on a whim, I just looked at the studio space, and I instantly fell in love with it, and I just had this gut feeling to just roll the dice and go with it. And I didn't think I was going to make it past the first month. But next month, by the end of next month, if we make it that far, we will have been in business for a year. I feel a deep sense of gratitude for that, and I'm just trying to do what I feel I know I need to do in order to be able to truly move on. And putting myself out there as a musician, making this podcast, is something that I feel I need to do in order to really move on and make progress in my life. Now, one of the things I want to talk about right now, before I get into some heavy subjects here as this podcast continues to roll, is that I want to say very clearly that I don't have a problem with anybody, okay, based upon the usual things like I don't care what your ethnicity is, I don't care what your race is, I don't care what your gender is, what your sexual orientation is. None of that stuff matters to me. Like Martin Luther King Jr., I believe that everyone should be, judged based upon the content of their character, and not things like the color of their skin. Your political views, and I'd say your religious views, I think, are open for discussion, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast. I want to say very openly, I believe in God very much. I believe in a higher power. I believe this is not all just happenstance. I believe there's some meaning here that we all get to experience together for the time that we're allowed on this earth. And, I have a deep amount of respect for people and what they want to believe. It's just that sometimes I do feel like if you're one of those people that thinks that we're all, if people don't believe what you believe, then they're going to go to hell or something like that, then I beg to differ. A lot of people have not taken the time to read the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran. I think it's extremely important that you take the time to read both of these books, because both of these books have their influence on society, and both of these books affect you and your family, right? Like, for instance, when you go to court, sometimes you have to put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help you God. That right there illustrates the influence that the Holy Bible has on our court system, our judicial system, right? And while the Holy Quran, let's just say that judicial system has a way of coming directly to you depending on where you're at in this world. After reading both of the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, that I believe that most people missed the big picture. I don't want to get into it exactly what it is, but I'll say that it was so mind-blowing that that's what got me to where I was not doing very well from a mental health standpoint. I went through my struggles, and I'll just say that it had something to do with that. If you haven't noticed, we are now living in the future. For instance, everyone watching this right now, the chances are that you have been in an automobile, train, airplane, or helicopter at some point in your life. And if you just think about how long it took for humanity to get to that point to where we all get to experience that type of transportation, it is quite astonishing how what the things we've been able to do and accomplish during our existence on this earth. Okay, the type of technology we've been able to create. And the flip side of that is that, not only is our technology ever expanding and improving, but so is our weaponry. And to the point right now, we are living in times where this whole existence on Earth can come to a crumbling end. And that is quite scary when you think about that. So, I think it's about time that we look at the bigger picture here and see the bigger goal that is at stake here. And I believe that goal is to get to outer space. Everyone pretty much got here by the way of sex, and then we grow up and we exist in this world, and we have this technology that surrounds us that we use on a daily basis. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff. And when you think about the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, they all outdate this technology that we are now using. Take a closer look at the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran. I think you'll find something that's been there, that most people fail to see because ultimately they're blinded by their faith. Right? And what people believe does matter. At the end of the day, I think everything's going to be okay. And the reason why I think everything's going to be okay is because all of us, everyone existing on this earth right now, okay, together as one, regardless of whatever, all of us